Irene would be talking about the role of gender in energy transition.
Thank you very much. First of all, thank you very much for inviting me to participate in this event, which is very important given the size of the state of Tamil Nadu and the crucial role that it has to promote developments in India all along, which will be very beneficial for the world. I will try to share my screen. I will talk, but you need to give me the possibility to share my screen. I get the message that it's deactivated.
No, it has been activated. Okay, we'll just activate it right now.
Thank you. The perspectives I would like to share with you is a fifth point that goes very well with the 4 points that Erik Solheim raised. I would like to point out the importance of having energy transitions that are gender inclusive and diverse. And if the sharing of the screen works, I will share my screen, but currently it's not possible yet for me.
No, it should
now
happen.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm there. Yes. So I will do this. Here we are. Thank you very much. Can you see my screen?
Yes, yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much. So I will talk a little bit about women and the energy transition. I will do so from the perspective of the Global Women's Network for the Energy Transition. And I will bring one concrete example, which is on the Gender and Energy Compact, recently negotiated. This is not working. This is not going to work, unfortunately. Let me see. I will try it again. Let me try this again here. Okay. No. I think I'll have to do it manually, and for some reason this thing moves by itself. So here we are. So the Global Women's Network for the Energy Transition is an organization which has been. I'm very sorry, I can't use it. So I will give my presentation without the slides, and I will share the slides with you at some other opportunity. I don't know why this is happening, but sometimes it happens. The Global Women's Network for the Energy Transition is an NGO that was created a few years ago to promote inclusive energy transitions. We find that currently the energy sector is not inclusive. We don't have a consolidated set of data, so we don't quite know how many percentage points we have of women in the energy sector really, but at best it's a third. And many figures point to the fact that it is much lower than a third, especially when we look at STEM professions or at leadership professions. And this is a situation that is very unfortunate, because we know that energy transitions are deep transformations of society. They require much more than just shifting from one type of fossil fuels to renewable energy. They really require a re-engineering of many societal processes. So therefore, it is very important that all of society, men and women, are included in this effort. We also have predictions that jobs in the renewable energy sector will go up from currently roughly 12 million jobs to about 42 million jobs in 2050. And it is, of course, highly desirable to have a good participation of women in this growth of sustainable energy jobs as well. Furthermore, we know that participation of women in the energy sector will be good for the sector in terms of the bottom line, and also in terms of the social co-benefits that are generated. We know that because we have extensive studies conducted on other sectors which show that companies are more profitable and more sustainable if they have a good participation of women in the leadership of the company. We have studies from the World Bank that show that national economies become more productive and more innovative if the participation of women increases, etc. We have any number of good statistics to show that. So our organization works on the assumption that we want to support women that are already active in sustainable energy, and we want to advocate to make the sector more sustainable. And we do that by working on bettering the data situation. We also do that by running mentoring programs quite extensively. We do that on behalf of the GIZ, of the German government, but we also do it by now on behalf of many international organizations. And we can point to more than 400 women already mentored. We have a dynamic mentor pool. We can reach 70+ countries. And we also run active knowledge transfer webinars and online courses. We have created a platform which is called Women in Energy Expert Platform. And in that platform, we have the situation that more than 2,000 women have already self-registered, and that helps them to give themselves visibility, but it also helps very much the situation that often is raised, that people think there are simply no good women out there that could do a particular job. We can prove now very easily that yes, there are so many good women out there, and yes, you can have a choice between a very excellently qualified woman and an excellently qualified man in most situations. I would also like to give an example of one international endeavor in which my organization worked very actively together with United Nations Industrial Development Organization and Energia. And that is a compact, gender and energy compact. And that Gender and Energy Compact came out of the endeavors of the United Nations high-level dialogue on energy, which was conducted by UNDESA in the year 2020 and 2021. It culminated, as you know, in a dialogue at the General Assembly in September. And in the course of this practically year-long process, under the leadership of many individual countries, but also many organizations, international organizations, civil society organizations, the idea of the compacts was born. And compacts means that these are self-commitments of actors to promote the energy transition. And of course, needless to say, the energy transition is one of the important responses to the climate change challenge. So the Energy and Gender Compact works on both the SDG 5 and the SDG 7. It was launched in September, and it is still open for support. We have now 5 countries and 37 partners who support this compact. It has a number of guiding principles, which I will summarize very quickly. First of all, the importance of SDG 5 on gender equality to achieve SDG 7 on sustainable energy for all, and vice versa. Second, enhancing the gender equality and women's empowerment. Third principle, foster enabling policies and an inclusive and safe institutional and working environment that enables women to enter, retain, and advance in the energy force, to take on leadership roles and receive due recognition for their contributions. The fourth principle is that gender mainstreaming should be integrated in a cross-cutting manner in planning, financing, execution, implementation of projects. Fifth, that the recognition that women and girls in both rural and urban areas are significantly and often disproportionately affected by energy poverty, and that therefore targeted action is needed. 6, address gender inequalities, barriers, and challenges within the energy sector. 7, engage and sensitize men as gender champions to advance SDG 7 and a just and inclusive energy transition. 8, recognize the clean cooking principles. 9, build and expand transformative local and global partnerships and initiatives that foster impact-oriented businesses and investment practices. And 10, seize opportunities for and improve the positioning of women as leaders and innovators, investors and drivers of change towards the achievement of the SDGs. So it's a very comprehensive compact. And as I said, roughly 45 partners have already signed on to these principles. They will now work on individualized commitments, which will be shared among openly. It's a transparent process. The compact is open to new supporters, and we hope very much that perhaps also in the state of Tamil Nadu there will be interest to work with this compact. The Secretary General of the United Nations has very recently come forward at the Glasgow Conference of the Parties, come forward with his roadmap to achieve sustainable energy for all by 2030. Of course, there is the need to mobilize adequate predictable finance, but there is also the need to leave no one behind on the path to a net zero future, and no one that means no country, no region, no person. And of course, the need for harnessing innovation, technology, and data. And in one of the strongest messages of this roadmap of the Secretary General, gender equality and women's empowerment is again mentioned as one of the key drivers to ensure that energy transition can be socially just and can harness the innovation potential of the entire society. And that obviously is something that is sorely needed. Apologies for the non-working slides. I will try to share them with you all. And thank you very much for this opportunity to speak to you.